Everybody, welcome to another game, another series of best of three from the IntoStarCraft Team League. This time it's going to be taken from the University of Auckland qualifiers, actually our New Zealand friends across the sea. And here on the right hand side we've got our blue Terran James, and he's going to be playing against our red Protoss KFCTrinian. Here on the bottom side of Shadow Temple we've got a close position match, TVP. Expected to see a little bit shorter, I think, a lot of two-base action. Yeah, and really as a Protoss player, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to take that third, just because, you know, Terrans can lift their buildings, and James, if he lifts the command center and places his third right here, it could draw out Trinian's army out of position. But, you know, Trinian can also, you know, maybe just put on some DTs up there. Some good pylon placement could deny this. Of course, either player could take this gold, but it's going to be pretty hard to hold against the Colossi and against those siege tanks. So either way, we've got our first game. Yeah, today on ladder I was playing this game and my keyboard actually stopped working halfway through, so that was fun. I actually just had to like leave it, and so don't buy the Razer Lycosa if you're looking for a keyboard. Probably don't get that one. So yeah, either way, it looks like Trinian is going to be scouting out James first of all, and yeah, we could see a lot of different things out of both players. And there's no way of me knowing for sure, at least until they put down their first gas, or there is no first gas. Either way, it looks like that Trinian's just going to be putting down his first gate on 13, actually missing a probe right there and wasting a little bit of that chrono boost. Not a big deal. And personally, in PvT, lately in this matchup, I've been using a lot of Stargate. I'm trying to get my Phoenix play up there. Just because, you know, Phoenixes, they allow you basically a free scout in your opponent's base. If you see any Banshees or anything coming out, you just get some detection. But, I mean, the Phoenixes just do really well at just harassing, keeping your opponent inside a space, trying to defend at least until those turrets are up. And even once those turrets are up, you can harass, like, SCVs building buildings and other stuff, other things. 2 guys on gas for James for the moment. Ugh. But looks like that James is going to be scouting out Trinian quite shortly. He's going to be able to see nothing out of the usual, and KFC is actually not going to be spreading out his pylons. Usually you want to put the second pylon at the top of your ramp just so you can spot anything coming in or out, especially in like PvP. But mainly just to deny that scout. But it looks like that Trinian has got the sort of mentality that in case this pylon goes down, this pylon's still powering everything. And he definitely does not want to be caught with only one pylon powering all of his production facilities, otherwise known as the Artosis pylon. But looks like that Trinian is going to be going for a tech build, signified by the second gas, or maybe he's just throwing off James. But either way, you do know that it's not going to be a Stalker Zealot 4-gate, like a really hard one where you cut on 20. It's not going to be that. But looks like that Trinian will be cutting his first Zealot in order to get a second gate up a little bit earlier. At least that is what I'm thinking. And some nice scouting by James, just looking for any proxies inside his base. He definitely doesn't want to lose to anything as foolish as that. Trinian's probe actually going to be coming out of that Terran main. And we've actually got a little probe here by the gold. And he may be putting up a pylon quite soon either way. Both of these still building Stalker, Warp Gate. Oh, massive lag for me. We've got a second command center going down for James. He's going to be going for a 1 Marine, 1 Marauder. No concussive shell actually on the way, and he does have the resources to fund it. So I don't see any real reason why not to get concussive shell. Perhaps he's just forgetting. See, even by building that second rack, he still has enough left over to get that upgrade. Maybe he's just saving it for a pretty fast stim. But either way, we do see this probe going to be moving out, going to be trying to scout out the expansion. You can see it's rallied here, and then rallied right back. And yeah, so Trinian, what is he building at the moment? He's got a first Stalker out. He's going to be queuing up sentries now. Now, as a general rule for Protoss, whenever you want to build an extra gateway, you can build a sentry, just to get rid of all that gas. It's so mineral light that you have the minerals left over. But in this case, I feel that queuing up sentries you never really want to do. I mean, that's just a lot of gas. I think he could have gotten this robo quite a bit earlier, in fact, and it looks like that he's just going to be opting to go 2-gate robo, get an early get an observer out, and probably build a third gate just to back it up in case of any 3 racks push. He's also trying to keep an eye on the Terran expanding, which I really like, and this probe going down, by seeing this bunker, he's probably going to be able to guess that there should be an expansion coming out quite soon, just because of the posturing of this bunker. And so it looks like that KFC is actually just going to respond in kind. He's just going to expand off this as well. He's got 2-gate robo, and he's feeling pretty comfortable. They can be turned into warp gates right now, and he's going to go ahead and do that. Let's take a look at the units. We currently got 25 probes compared to 23 SCVs, 24 SCVs. Little transfer going over to James's natural expansion right now. And James is actually going for a very fast +1 upgrade on his infantry, also getting that stim pack as well. And keep in mind that the first observer is going to be coming out. Scan actually going down. I'm not sure if he actually saw the expansion. Let's just take a quick gander. Yes, he did. The scan caught a glimpse of that expansion. Another pylon going over here just to spot those rocks. Very nice. Very nice. And I'm going to wonder if KFC is going to build a first immortal, if he's just going to text straight to Colossi, or what's going on. But either way, his resources are getting quite high. He's going to put down a third gateway, it looks like. No, instead he's going to get that immortal out a little bit earlier, which I do like a lot, just because he has seen a few more orders on the field. And now James is going to be getting a missile turret, playing super safe. In case of any DTs coming out. Getting that second bunker and getting his third gas as well, so we should be seeing a lot of bio being churned out at the moment. He's currently sitting on 3 racks, can probably afford to tack on a couple more once he gets fully saturated at the natural, but either way we do see this observer actually coming in for Trinian. He's going to be seeing everything in the base. He sees the factory even at the back, and I would expect to actually see some medevacs out quite soon, just because they are very strong on this map, especially. Immortal actually getting rallied to the left hand side here. Not really sure if that is a mistake or not. Third gas going down for KFC as well. Not rallying his probes. Oh no, this could be really painful. We'll keep an eye on that later, but either way it looks like that the observer's just going to get its money worth at the moment. He's going to be able to confirm the expansion as well, and his flight path is actually right into this missile turret, so hopefully KFC won't be losing that. Oh man. Oh no, oh no. Looks like KFC may just save it indeed. And yeah, it looks like that KFC is actually going to be going for Colossi. So the robotics bay has gone down, second immortal actually being churned out at the moment. And it feels like that Trinian's not exactly on top of his warpins. I'm not sure, it just feels like both of the armies just so weak. So I guess that's the effect of early expansion. Sorry, I'm really rusty at playing this game because I'm bad. And looks like the fourth gas also going to be going up. All these sentries got a lot of energy, so they're currently worth so much. They've each got at least like 2 or 3 force fields on them, and so they're going to be able to make some nice walls. Should be posturing them down here, I think. Even get a pylon down here so he can reinforce a little bit faster. But either way, the robotics bay has finished, so the Colossi should be coming out quite soon. And Scouting Marine actually just gets taken down. Scouting Factory, however, is on the way. So where the Marine fails, the factory will succeed. Observer over this natural choke, he's going to be able to see if the army pushes out, or at least if this bunker is salvaged. But it looks like that James is just going to be very content to mass up an army. And really, I think that he has to make some sort of decision before the Colossi comes out. His Senate Thermal Lance is not currently being researched, just because he doesn't really have the minerals to do it quite yet. But yeah, it feels to me like James needs to make some sort of pressure on the Protoss army. He can't just let these Colossi get up. He can't just let them get up with the extended thermal lance. So I think he needs to do some drops. He's getting his first 2 medevacs out right now, which will help the robustness of this bio army just tremendously. But yeah, once he scouts the Colossi, I feel like he needs to do some drop play just to make it interesting, and just to force the Colossi out of the area. And really split the attention of Trinian, but either way it looks like he may be going in for a push. Proxy pylon actually right here, and this factory will spot it. At the same time, it looks like that James is trying to snipe the pylon, but it looks like that Trinian will also make it in time. James actually backing off thanks to this scouting factory, so already it is doing its job. Oh, move commanding, not actually attacking. Guardian shield needs to go up right now. SCVs should be pulling off the line to repair these bunkers, but it looks like they will not be. In fact, a lot of this bio going down to the Colossi. The Colossi finally gets sniped, but these 2 immortals still up. The Guardian shield reducing the damage on those hardened shields to 8, and looks like pretty even trade right there, but SCV is going to be pulled off the line. He needs to start up with another bunker quite soon. That first immortal just went down so quickly, and really KFC needs to wait for these hardened shields to recharge on his immortal before he chooses to engage next. Because this immortal is just going to be his lifeline at the moment. It needs to do that damage against the Marauders, and the Stalkers really need to protect it against the Marines. But yeah, he's just going to be warping in. Another Colossi should be on the way quite soon. Yes, it is currently walking its way over. And so James is doing the correct decision, I feel, just scouting out with the factory, and he's putting up his barracks, but he shouldn't overextend himself too much. Another option could be to drop, but really with the infantry numbers that he has, he can't afford to separate his army too much. Combat Shield's just going to be finishing right now, which will help tremendously as well. These two bunkers going to be finishing up in time. And I wouldn't even mind seeing James land this factory right here, just to prevent those zealots from doing any sort of damage. But looks like Trinian doesn't actually have too many zealots, so it won't be a big deal. And James even going to be scanning around the map for any hidden bases, so I really like his play at the moment, getting out the first couple of Vikings as well to try and deal with the scan going down. Sees the 2 Colossi this time. EMP goes down on all of these units, so a lot of these shields are gone. Sentries still do have enough for the Guardian Shield and a couple of force fields, but not too much. The Ghost still sitting at the back, and I completely missed the Ghost Academy because I'm bad. But looks like that Trinian will just get completely wiped out with a clutch EMP from James. So game 1 going to James. Thanks for watching. Oh god.